What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 57 today of our My Player Career Mode. In the last episode, we ended off with a little bit of a worry. Ben did pick up an injury, and today we are going to find out how long that injury is going to be. So he had his tests done. Turns out it was a dislocated shoulder, not the ACL that I was worried about in the last episode, because as you know, he was holding onto his knee originally, then he switched to his shoulder. I was a bit unsure as to what the injury actually was. So he's had his test done. There was nothing to do with his ACL. It is a dislocated shoulder, which will knock him out for 5 weeks, sorry. So 5-week spell on the sidelines for Ben. I think that's his first major injury of his career. He's been quite injury-free up to now. He hasn't really had any issues or anything like that. But yeah, last episode, I was very, very worried because I looked at it and thought it might have been an ACL, in which case we would have been in for a lot longer on the sideline, put it that way. So 5 weeks isn't as bad as it could have been for Ben. But what it does mean is that Real Madrid are out with their hero for the next 5 weeks. So depending on how many games they squeeze into those 5 weeks, it could be a long 5 weeks for Real Madrid. So as we got the first of the games that Ben wouldn't be featuring in underway, Real Madrid did start off without, start life off without Ben to a good start. They won 4-1 in their opening game against, I think it was Eibar in that one. Then they took on Basel in the Champions League, and as you can see, they went 1-0 down to Friday scoring on the 4th minute. Varane picking up a red card on the 21st. It got worse for the Real Madrid, though, because their Friday did get his second of the day. So Basel ended up with a 2-0 victory there as well. So the first 2 games, we've had 1 win, 1 defeat in the opening 2 games without Ben. As they move into the third game, though, Girona is the next opponents for Real Madrid in this one. Again, it looks like Isco is the man who's been brought in to replace Ben. And one of the Girona players pick up a red card, 2 yellow cards in the space of a minute, is the reason why he is sent off there before Isco, the man to replace Ben, ends up grabbing the winner. So there's every chance that if Isco plays well, he might keep Ben out of the side. However, into game number 4, Levante, the next opponent. As you can see, they're coming at you thick and fast, these games, because of course you want Ben to come back as fast as possible. These all happened over the course of a 5-week period, though, of course, so Ben has had to sit on the sidelines for 5 weeks and watch his team play. And luckily here, they avoided an upset against Levante. Ronaldo scoring to make the score 1-1. Now into the next Champions League game. This one, Dortmund. As you can see there, they've got a decent side, actually. Iheanacho up top with Marco Reus out on the left-hand side. And it was Jose Gaya opening up the scoring in this one, 16 minutes in, before Aguero added a second to the mix. And after 90 minutes of football there, Real Madrid did come out with a victory. So that kind of, I guess, redeems themselves for the Basel defeat they just had earlier on in the Champions League, putting maybe their Champions League position in a bad situation. But into the next game, Celta Vigo, the next opponents for this one. Kovacic missing a penalty in the 9th minute, and it led to the game going into the 70th minute at 0-0. But luckily, Captain Fantastic Sergio Ramos grabbed a 72nd minute winner. And that was the end of all the games that Ben would not feature in. So luckily, it was pretty quick. We didn't miss that many games without Ben. He kind of, I guess, came back a little bit earlier from his injury than you would have expected. I don't know if that was Zidane rushing him back into the side or whether or not he just genuinely came back quicker. But after 9 games had been played, as you can see there, Real Madrid didn't really miss him all that much because they won 7 games, 2 draws. He will have featured in a couple of those as we started off the season before, but they didn't really miss him, to be fair. They didn't lose a game or anything like that. So, you know, it is what it is, and they kind of did what they needed to do. They did, however, lose a game in the Champions League. As you can see there, that is how it looks currently after the 3 games have been played. Of course, beating Dortmund, but losing to Basel. So they sit top of the group, but they could have had 3 wins from 3 had Ben have been playing, maybe. But for now, he's back in the side today for this Copa de España tie up against Valencia. And you can see right there, he jumped straight back into the midfield 3 of him, Llorente, and Casemiro as well. So those games came thick and fast. I'm sorry if you couldn't keep up with them. But of course, if I was to show you it at normal speed, we would have had a situation where the video was going to go on to like 25, 26 minutes. So I had to double the speed of those games, get through them a bit quicker. And as you could see, it worked out pretty decently. So Ben back here after that, I guess, spell on the sidelines. And a few of you guys have been asking me, why is he still at Real Madrid? Why is the Ben of Real Madrid, you know, BW10, why is he still a Madrid player? Well, to answer that, as I said it in the last episode, teams simply cannot afford, even if they wanted to to take Ben away from Real Madrid, because Real Madrid rate him very, very highly in both price and in terms of what they value him for. So they value him as one of their better players. They value him as like a hero of their side. So, of course, that's going to immediately bump up his actual price as well. So, for that, it's going to be tough for any team to really pry at Real Madrid, away from Ben and to try and get him into their side. So, it's probably going to be quite a few seasons until Ben has a situation where he might be wanting to leave this Madrid side. Unless it's on a loan to buy or something like that. As I said in the previous episode, it might be a stay at Real Madrid for this upcoming season. But this game against Valencia, the game itself was quite interesting. Inside 10 minutes, Casemiro, of all people, really could have put the Madrid side up 1-0. As you can see, his header from the corner coming back off the crossbar there, and sadly didn't nestle in the top corner. But then a moment of sheer madness from Llorente. Absolutely no idea what on earth he is doing here. But I have to give major, major credit to the Valencia forward, because this is a fantastic strike. Take a look at this once more. As I said, take nothing away from the Valencia midfield, from the Valencia striker, because the strike itself is worthy of beating the goalkeeper. My question is, when Ben is tackled on the ball there quite strongly, why is Llorente passing the ball straight to the Valencia player? What is he trying to do there? I have absolutely no idea. It was a strange one for me to watch it back, and Llorente really has to answer some questions after that one, because genuinely no idea what on earth he's trying to do there. But regardless, Sanabria, what a strike it was, and it was worthy of finding the top corner as well. So Real Madrid behind in Ben's first game back, but he wasn't going to make sure that they wouldn't be behind for too long as he sets up Gareth Bale here. However, the Welshman can't find in the targets, so it was a sad way to end off the first half, going in 1-0 down. As we kick-started the second, though, Ben on the ball again. Great ball roll, beats that defender there. Another good, run from him. Finds a pass to Aubameyang, gets a 1-2 from the Gabon forward and fires it underneath the Valencia's defender's legs. And that might be what takes it past the goalkeeper. You can see from this angle, I was a bit surprised to see them do a 1-2 there. I was maybe thinking Aubameyang would turn and hit it, but he decided instead to set up Ben. It goes through the defender's legs, and that is the reason the goalkeeper can't make the save. He wasn't expecting to go through his legs. You have to admit the defender should have done better with that one. But take nothing away from Ben, just like you can take nothing away from Sanabria, because both of the goals were very, very good indeed. So 1-1 in the tie, and we're still not done yet, as it is going to be Llorente being subbed off here for Toni Kroos. Again, what on earth Llorente did, he'll have to answer those questions later on. 84 minutes on the clock, Ben on the ball. You can see a great run yet again. This is what he's so good at doing. He's picking up the balls from deep, trying to make a run. He has a strike which is well blocked by the defender. The referee points to the spot and gives a penalty kick. Originally, I thought the penalty might have been given for a handball. When the man slides in to block this ball, I was kind of thinking maybe he's given a handball there. However, if you actually look, the man who gets the penalty against him isn't the same player who blocks Blaine's shot. So why that's given, I have no idea. Again, Llorente's got questions to answer. The referee has questions to answer. No idea what on earth the penalty is given for, but luckily we did get it. And unfortunately for Madrid, Karim Benzema steps up and completely flops the penalty. He just hits it towards the goalkeeper, he goes to the side, and it's just a weak penalty, and it's an easy save for the keeper to make. So from that perspective, not a good penalty at all. To be fair, though, justice was done, because I don't know why it was given in the first place, and it would have been very harsh on Valencia for them to lose it that way. So you can say justice was done by the fact that he missed the penalty, but that surely now, they had Ronaldo on penalties. He's missed a couple so far. They've got Benzema now on them. He's missing the penalties. Surely it's time to give somebody else a chance on the penalties. Maybe Aubameyang, maybe Ben, for example. He's quite good. He's become handy in penalties. He's taken 3 in his career and only missed 1 so far. So, yeah, he's got a 66.6% record with his penalties in terms of conversion rate. So maybe they should be looking at giving him the penalties at Real Madrid. That might be something to do. But as we move into the next game, guys, it's back to La Liga action for Ben, and it's back as well. And luckily for him, against one of Real Madrid's somewhat bogey teams in this series. You remember, guys, I spoke to you about Villarreal last year. Of course, they were the team that knocked out Real Madrid of the Copa de España on their run away from it. And in terms of the team, Villarreal have got a couple of decent results here and there against Real Madrid. So they are somewhat of Madrid's bogey team. So to get back into La Liga action against them, we'll see if Ben can make the difference in order to win today. And as the game got underway, it was just about seeing whether or not we were in for a Villarreal masterclass or whether or not Real Madrid were going to step up to the plate. And 34 minutes in the game, here is Ben on the run yet again. The defender gets drawn out by a great run from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, which allows Ben straight through the middle of the defence, and he makes no mistake with his left-footed curling finish to the bottom corner. 35 minutes on the clock, Real Madrid 1, Villarreal 0, and it is that man on your screen with the opener. It's his 85th goal so far of his career, and it is one to, I guess, remember in the aspect of the run. But you have to give credit to Aubameyang. The run from him is what drew the number 3 away from his position. That allowed Ben to just continue running through, and Zidane enjoyed every moment of that one there. So Villarreal have now got to do the unthinkable and come back from behind against Real Madrid and try and win the game that way. It's not unheard of, but Real Madrid, in terms of their defending, you'd like to think that they could do enough to be able to get at least a draw out of the game here. As Ben on the ball inside the 42nd minute, great ball roll, feeds Aubameyang backwards. Ben in a little bit of space here in the centre of the pitch. Again, Villarreal's defence a little bit, I guess, out of position. A couple of runs allowed that to happen, but when you look at it this way, truth be told, there's not too much they can do about that one. It's Ben to Aubameyang, and he picks his spot out expertly and finds the top corner as well. One touch to set himself, the second one to finish the ball. And as I said, there's not really too much you can do as a defender against that other than trying to stop the pass originally, which they didn't do, and that is why Aubameyang has made the score 2-0 to Madrid. So, you know, the bogey team, if you can call it that, are failing to step up to the plate here. It's his third La Liga goal here for Aubameyang. Ben's on 4, actually, even with the time he's missed so far. So, I mean, he's still within the mix of that one there. 61 minutes into it, the second half, it started off with Real Madrid being a little bit more conservative. Villarreal trying to catch them and trying to get themselves back in this as Real Madrid catch them on the break. And it really should have been 3-0. Ben with a great pass all the way backwards to the edge of the area. And I think it was Toni Kroos actually on the edge of the area missing the target there. As we move into the 81st minute, again, Villarreal committing too many men forward. Ben, easy turn there. Great cross towards the back post. And there is Marcus Rashford to head Real Madrid 3-0 into the lead. They got about their business correct today. They did it. They did it in a professional manner. And, you know, when you're coming up against a bogey team, anything can happen. But for Real Madrid today, they've done everything they had to do in this game to win it, and that's something that you have to give credit to them for. So, Rashford with the latest of the 3, Ben with the assist. It's nice to see him back from his injury, playing at his best available perform. So, I guess for England, it's also positive signs as well. Marcus Rashford and Ben linking up. Again, another third league goal of the season, this time for Marcus Rashford. So, 2 in the game. Aubameyang and Rashford both hitting 3 for the season so far. That's not too bad, actually. I was expecting to see maybe, you know, possibly Aubameyang in the top kind of, I'd say 3 maybe for the top scorers this season. And of course, Ben was in there last year, so you're expecting to see Ben maybe in there again as well. But with the amount of chances that Real Madrid create, maybe thinking that Aubameyang and Rashford should be scoring a lot more than they already are. So that's one thing you've got to remember. So, I mean, the amount of chances that they get, for the goals they actually get, it's not that great. And you can see the boys very happy with themselves. A few of the Villarreal players very disappointed. You can understand why. They normally are on form when they play against Real Madrid, give them quite a good game. But today they were not up to the scratch at all. You can see 3 different scorers. Ben, Aubameyang and Marcus Rashford. And it was actually Ben with 1 goal, 2 assists on the day. I forgot to mention that. He got 2 assists in this single game. So, again, another fantastic performance from the young man indeed. And you can see his first of the 3 was a nice, calm, composed finish as well. So, another 3 points on the board for Madrid. It increases their unbeaten run, I do believe, to 11 league games, or 10 league games now for the season, which is pretty good as well. So, in terms of league games, 10 unbeaten. What do you think, guys? My next question for you is, in the comments down below, let me know. Do you think Real Madrid can go an entire league campaign unbeaten? Do you think they can do an Invincibles? Or do you think they haven't got what it takes and that they are going to fail at an Invincible season? We'll see how it's going to pan out later on. But, of course, now we move into the final game of the episode today, and it's going to be against FC Basel. It is the rematch, the time for revenge after they defeated them in the first game 2-0, and Friday scoring both of the goals when they played in Basel. But you know what? I'm looking at this game thinking if Real Madrid win this, they're pretty much through the group. There'll be 4 games played and they'll be like 5 points ahead, I think, of third place. They won't be through as group winners, but they'll certainly be in a really good position to go through the group at all. So if they win this game here, they're putting themselves in a good position. That's all they've got to really work on. So strongest lineup possible as well from Zidane, barring maybe a couple of players, but Shaqiri gets a start at right midfield. And I have to give credit to FC Basel. They played a 3 at the back. They did come here looking to attack this Real Madrid side. But unfortunately for them, 12 minutes in, it showed that they didn't quite have the quality in order they needed to do to pass it out of the back. So they hit it into Rose. And after that, it ended up coming straight to Ben, whose cross is simply sublime. Straight to Xherdan Shaqiri. And he makes the score 1-0 to Madrid. I mean, there's not really too much you can say about it. The cross is pinpoint, it's accurate, it's perfect, absolutely perfect from BUW10, and it allows Shaqiri, his former teammate at Spurs, now current teammate at Real Madrid, to just hit it first time on the volley and say thank you very much. At the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid 1, FC Basel 0. The time for revenge is upon us, and Real Madrid have started the game off very well indeed. I spoke about the fact that they came here with a 3 at the back, Basel, but they needed the quality to play out of the back, and they simply didn't have that. They were put under too much pressure, and Real Madrid made that pressure count with the finish there from Shaqiri. So 1-0 Madrid. There's still a long way to go in the game, though, so anything can happen between now and the end of the game. And as we move into the second highlight, it was in the second half, 49 minutes in. Ben, it's a 3-on-2 situation, feeds Rashford with a first-time pass, asks for it back, and it's really simple after that to tap home. The Englishman linking up yet again, and it is 2-0 to Real Madrid. Great move again from Madrid. This time, I mean, he was kind of on the counter-attack, that one, to be fair. You don't really see Real Madrid employing a counter-attack tactic all that much, but when they do, they're so clinical that you can guarantee they'll get a chance from it, and that's what happens here. Rashford this time turning provider, unlike the last time when Ben turned provider for Rashford. Returning the favour there to get Ben his 2nd Champions League goal of the season so far, and to get Madrid their 2nd goal of the night. So that should just about wrap up the victory, provided that Madrid can do their job in the last kind of 40 minutes or so. But as Ben left the field of play because he was substituted off due to his fitness reasons, because, of course, he's been thrown into the mix recently. He's played 3 games in the space of a week after coming back from a 5-week injury. So he decided to sub him off to Dazan, and it could have been worse for them because Basel did score. A great cross from the right-hand side. It was then whipped in towards the middle. It's 1 in the middle by their man. And it's now 2-1 to Real Madrid, which just highlights how important that 2nd goal that Ben and Rashford got for Real Madrid is, because without that, Real Madrid would have got a single point from this one. But regardless, there's about 2 minutes left of injury time and the full-time whistle going. So Real Madrid should be able to hold out here now. I don't know how on earth El Yunusi has actually managed to win that header in the box, but I'm not really going to complain too much because Madrid still get the job done. They still win the game by 2-1 because as soon as the kickoff is taken by Aubameyang, the referee brought the game to a close, and it is Ben's goal that makes the difference here in this game. So Real Madrid do get revenge for the earlier defeat they had in the group to Basel, and that now puts them 5 points clear of 3rd place and should hopefully see them through to the next round of the Champions League. Not necessarily as group winners just yet, but it should still set them through anyway. So Shaqiri with the goal from Ben's assist, and Ben with the goal as well from Rashford's assist, is what should now hopefully send them through. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be good to see if Madrid can actually redeem themselves and kind of, I guess, you know, try their hardest at winning the treble this year. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough, especially if they get injuries, but they certainly have a good enough squad to do so. So that is how pretty much, guys, we're going to end today's episode off. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for your continued support. Really do appreciate it. I'm not quite sure if this will be the last My Player up until Christmas Day. Of course, I probably won't upload a video on Christmas Day, guys, because I'm going to be out visiting family and stuff. So hopefully you understand. But regardless, if you did enjoy it, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. And I will see you all again for the next episode of this series very, very soon. 10 games, 8 wins, 2 draws in the league, 0 defeats so far. Is the unbeaten season possible for Ben and Madrid? Let me know down below in the comments, guys. I'll catch you all later. Adios.